Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting North Strand Nissan, and I'm checking out a 2021 Nissan Rogue in the SL trim level. This Rogue is sitting on 235/55 Dunlop tires, wrapped around 19-inch alloy wheels with a gloss gray finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors on all four wheels. The name of this color is Boulder Gray Pearl Coat. The sun is shining now, so hopefully you can get an idea of what it looks like. And there's a tiny, you can tell it's a pearl coat if you look really close, but from a short distance it kind of just looks like a regular gray color. So there's some wheel well ventilation right in here that flows through and creates an air curtain around the wheels for aerodynamics. There's parking sensors across the front. You can see them in this black portion, and then there's another one out here that's painted. There's quite a bit of chrome around the grille, and the grille is a gloss black or really dark gray. The emblem also serves as the radar adaptive cruise control sensor behind it. There's also a camera under here, well integrated and hidden, for the surround view 360 camera system, which is nice. I'll show you that when we get inside the vehicle. So you have parking sensors across the front, the radar adaptive cruise control, the camera under here for the camera system, but there's also a camera up here, and that is not one that you can view. That is for the safety features, for keeping an eye on the road in general, but mostly the lines. All of the exterior lights here in the front are LED except for the turn signal. So there's a daytime running light in the high position. In the middle is a multi-reflector LED headlight system for your low and your high beams. And you also have a very sharp but small LED fog light at the bottom. Looking at the profile, you can see the body colored handles and upper portion of the side mirror. There's also a black plastic around the base of the vehicle. So started here in the front, it goes completely around the wheel well, and here at the bottom and around to the back. And right above that is a chrome trim right in here. And the glass, the side windows, there's a chrome trim right at the top, but not at the bottom. The bottom portion and the pillars are a gloss black, kind of solidifying the glass. Now it has privacy glass from the factory here in the back, but not in the front window. So you could tint those to kind of, solidify and complete that effect of, making it look like one piece of glass. The side mirrors have these little triangles in them. They are heated side mirrors, by the way. And they have these little triangles, and those serve as the indicator for your rear cross traffic alert and your blind spot monitor system. There's also a camera right here on the side. You can see that. These are kind of like GoPro cameras in which they're wide angle view. And so they stitch it together to give you a round view, and I'll show you that when we get on the inside. This is what the key looks like, and it's the same key that's Nissan used for years. It's very light, it's slender, and it's smoother on the outside. It's just easy to carry around with you. But it does have a lot of useful buttons on it. It's really designed where you can just keep it in your pocket and use the vehicle 100%, but it does have the remote start, lock and unlock, and the ability to open up the power liftgate and a panic button. There's a physical key on the inside as well when you need it. Let's go ahead and push that panic button. So that's definitely a honk style horn. So as long as you have the key inside your pocket in a bag, as long as it's with you on the outside of the either driver, passenger, or the rear doors, you can lock the door by pushing this button. It'll lock all the doors. To unlock it, you simply push the button again. Now it unlocks them. So the sensor is on all four doors and allows you access to the vehicle. There's also a physical key location here on the driver's side only. So Nissan decided to have these doors go all the way to the bottom of the vehicle. And I'll show you why. When you open up the door, you can see that there's actually a seal there, right in here. And this door completely closes in this threshold area. So it keeps that relatively clean area. So some vehicles don't do that, to where if it gets dirty when you're getting in and out, it might get your clothes dirty when you're dragging your clothes, I guess, across the side of the vehicle. So this keeps that area clean, which I think is a great idea. The doors swing out nice and wide, really nice. So here's the inside of the passenger side door. It's like a brownish color here at the top. And then the rest of the door is black with some contrast stitching as well. A little bit of metallic handle and a frame around it. And right in here is kind of like a simulated brushed aluminum or something like that. It's looking really nice. So this is a soft touch here at the top. Soft, all this is soft, and this is kind of like a vinyl type material with a stitching and a French design. Same thing with here. It's all soft touch. This is soft all the way in this area here. Then the rest of the door is kind of like a textured hard plastic. It's like a textured, so it's not like a reflective, shiny, cheap looking plastic. I think they did a good job as far as the overall looks of the door. There's an open space here where your leg would go, and then there's a speaker below it. There's an open pocket and bottle holder here at the bottom. It's quite big, actually. This is passes through, so you can put your arm through, your hand through, or whatever. And this is enclosed, so you can use that as a little pocket. Here's the threshold with a plastic sill plate. Now it has a power passenger seat and does not go up and down. It's just forward and back, powered, and then tilt. Now these seats are heated leather appointed seats. It's all smooth leather. There's no perforations anywhere. There is quite a bit of contrast stitching there on the ends, looking nice. Right in here. And the leather continues down to this hard plastic right here. So we'll see how that holds up. I'm sure they designed it for a reason. So here's the floorboard, and the floor mat hooks in place or snaps in place with these big buttons, keeping it straight for you. Plenty of leg room, a little bit of tapering right here on the right side, but overall really nice. There's also a little pass-through here in the center console, which is pretty cool, so you can utilize that for the driver and passenger to put their junk. There's a glove compartment, and it's smooth plastic on the inside, pretty standard looking. There's a metallic accent, and check out that wood grain. It's kind of dark. Doesn't stand out too much, but once you notice it, you're like, wow, that's really nice. Nice subtle integration of wood grain. Then you have more of that French contrast stitching in the dash. Soft touch, hard touch down here, soft and soft all up in there. And the top portion is that brown color. Okay, so this is fantastic. The front door is wide open. I mean, it's just really easy to get in. Door swings out quite wide. The opening is great. There's nothing really to get in your way. It's just completely open. And check out how wide the back door swings open. I mean, it is almost a 90, it pretty much is a 90-degree angle. And you also have plenty of headroom here and just plenty of space. Of course, it's smaller than the front, but having that door swing out wide like that really helps out with getting in and out of the vehicle. They also integrated a shade here, so we can pull this up. This is on both back doors, and you get a little bit of privacy and also keep the sun from shining on you, in addition to the privacy glass. And similar styling here in the back door. except for you have hard touch here instead of soft, and then this is all soft, and then you have a hard touch down here. That's a little enclosed pocket and the handle, and then there's a large pocket there at the bottom. So the back seat has some bolstering here, but basically it's a bench seat. And the seats do fold down. They also have a latch system for car seats. Now, the latch system, they also call it ISOFIX in some countries. These little covers, you can flip them up and use them, but they come out so easy. So, you know, it's probably a good idea to put them in a glove compartment or something, because they will get lost. So if you have the car seat, just go ahead and take those out and put them in the glove compartment, I think. It says armrest with cup holders. You can lift that up. There's a place for car seats in the center and both sides as well. On the back of both front seats has a pocket here. Plenty of legroom. What's interesting is, even with the seats all the way back, there's just lots of legroom. You can also fold the seats down relatively easy. It's really just spacious in here. There is a little hump in the middle, but not a big deal. It is flat on top. You also have the ability to change the climate control temperature back here, and 2 USB charge ports. Now, this one on the right is a regular USB. The one on the left is a USB-C, which more and more people are using. The fuel door is here on the passenger side, and it is a capless design. There's no lock on the fuel door itself in this particular model. Taking a look at the back of the vehicle, there's shark fin antenna here at the very top, body colored right in here. There's also roof rails in a silver. The third brake light is right here at the top of the glass in this spoiler. There is a rear wiper. Now, the taillights are a combination of LED and standard bulbs. The taillights and brake lights are LED, and the reverse and turn signal are standard bulbs. Backup camera is in the perfect center position here, and it's well integrated. It doesn't look like it's tacked on or anything. And that's part of, not only is it the backup camera, it also serves as one of the cameras in the around view 360 view camera system. There's parking sensors across the back. You see there's one right there. The exhaust is well hidden here in the back. These are reflectors here at the bottom. That's not a light. So opening up the power liftgate, you can of course use the key, or there's a button under here. It's an electronic switch button, not a mechanical button. So we push that and it lifts up for you. If you have all the seats occupied with passengers, this is your cargo space. And there's a little cubby there on the right, has a tie down in it. There's a tie down there in the front, here on the left, and here as well. Right here is a 12-volt power supply, and behind this cover is your tools for your spare tire, and I'll show you where your spare tire is located in just a minute. But you can actually adjust these covers. So you can see there's 2 covers here with handles, and for one thing, you can take this here and lift it up and create a divider between the front half and the back half. So you can put some stuff here in the back and keep it from sliding away from you, and then you can put stuff there in the back if you like, and this divider kind of keeps things separated. Another option is, what you could do is take it, lift it up, pull it, it drops down, and then you push it back in there and it gives you a lower load floor. Same thing with the back one, you can do the same thing. You pull it, let it drop, push it back, and now you have a lower load floor there as well. You can of course put stuff underneath it if you'd like to, keep things out of the way and out of sight. But that's kind of some useful features. Now these are just, they're not secure, they're just laying in here. So in the event of an accident or something, these are going to be flying all over the place. So they're not, they're useful, but you know, they could be improved. Now what you could do is tie things down. So you can use these tie downs, so whatever you have back here, especially on a long trip or something, secure it in the vehicle, and then it holds everything down in place. Now the seats they fold down in a 60-40 split. There's actually a first aid kit here. It's like Velcroed to the back of the seat. But you can see there's the split right there. You can fold down one seat or the other to add to your cargo space while still maintaining passenger space. And you can do it with these handles here. So we pull this and it flips down the seat on that side. So now I have more additional cargo space here on the right side, and I still have some passenger space. I can do that, you know, either way if I want, or I can fold down all of the seats and have a wide open cargo area when needed. You can take those adjustable load floors out. So if you don't want them in here, you can take them completely out and have this right here. This is the very bottom, and it lifts up, and it's kind of flimsy. It's not like super tough or anything. It's kind of like a plastic cardboard type material. But under here is your spare tire. It also has a Bose sound system, a subwoofer, integrated in the center of the tire, so it's kind of utilizing that space. Quite a bit of insulation too in here as well, helps with noise. Lowering the power liftgate, there's actually two buttons. So you can see this one shows the liftgate of the car up, and then you can see this one has a lock on it. So if we just want to close it, we just push that button and it'll close. But this one, it'll close it, then it'll lock and secure the vehicle. So if we get our stuff out and we're ready to just walk away and everything and lock the car, we can push that and it'll secure the vehicle after it closes down. Let's go ahead and push this one. It'll beep at you and then come on right on down. Starting the vehicle, as long as you have the key inside, it could be in your pocket, in a bag. You just put your foot on the brake and push this button. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. You see the floor mat snaps in place just like the other side. There's your accelerator and brake pedals. 8 footrest here on the left side is just carpeted. There's no plastic protection or anything on it. So let's take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a hood latch slightly to the right of center. So there's a center part right there. It's right in here, and you just move it to the left and you lift up. And you see there's the latch there. The hood's not very heavy, but it does require a prop to hold it up. Here's the prop located here, and it swings up to that arrow. The underside of the hood is insulated. It also has a full seal across the front here and the back, and this helps out with noise and airflow. There's an insulated firewall. I don't know if you can see that back there, but it's insulated. There's also some heat shielding back there as well. The battery is also insulated on the outside of it, not on the top, but it is insulated. It's a little plastic cover here, and it is a hard plastic, but it does have a foam on the underside of it. So this is a 4-cylinder engine, and it's a front-wheel drive vehicle, so the 4 cylinders are in line this way. Your intake is here on the front, your exhaust is there in the back, and having the exhaust in the back helps out with the heat transfer, because having the exhaust in the front adds a lot of heat next to the cooling system. So having it in the back, it flows underneath the vehicle and having a heat shield helps out with keeping it from building up in the passenger space. So it's a 4-cylinder engine, 2.5 liter dual overhead cam, 16 valve, that pumps out 181 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque as well. And it's paired to an Xtronic CVT automatic transmission that simulates gear shifts. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So there's 2 presets for your power seat. The power windows are 1 touch down for the driver only. The rest of them you have to hold up and down. In the driver window, the front windows here, you see how fast it goes. Let me pull it up a little bit. It actually has laminated glass. So there's 2 panes of glass with an acoustic material there in the center portion. This helps out with sound, but also a more rigid glass. Side mirrors are adjusted here. You just pick a side and adjust it with that little pad. And there's door lock controls there. Has a power seat here for the driver as well, but of course the driver has to have more functions. So you're able to go up and down and everything, just like a dentist chair. It also has a 2-way power lumbar support as well. To the left of the steering column, there's a few buttons here. This is your dimmer switch for your interior gauges, the lights for your interior gauges, the ability to raise your power liftgate, and this is for your steering assist. So when you can turn on the steering assist even when the adaptive cruise control is off, so it'll actually watch the lanes on the road and try to keep you in the center lane. But so you can turn that on. If you turn it off, it'll still be activated when you have the adaptive cruise control system on. It also has a tilt and a telescoping steering column. It locks in place right here. I'm sitting in the driver's seat checking it out, and I have the seat all the way down and all the way back, and I'm 6 feet tall, just to give you an idea of what the potential legroom is. And this is probably slightly too far back for me I mean, I probably could drive like this, but it would probably have to come up just a little bit. But you can see the potential for the legroom there. You can see the pedal in relationship to my leg there's a pretty good amount of room. This is also soft there on my knee, and the door here is open, so it's good. So overall, pretty good. There is a little bit on the footrest on that top part, right up where my toes are. It kind of raises up, so it kind of gets in the way. If you have large feet, it's kind of not flat anymore when you get to that top part. So that's a little bit of a annoyance, but nothing major. So here's the steering wheel, and it's a leather wrap steering wheel. Kind of flat here on the bottom, thick. It has a little bit of a soft touch. It's not like super soft or anything, but it is pretty good thickness. You have these little grips here at the top. It's an interesting design. It has these like little thin pieces coming out here and there, so I guess that gives you more, places to grip. But then it's really wide at the bottom. There's also paddle shifters back here. Now it's a CVT, but it's the Xtronic CVT, which simulates gear shifting. It doesn't actually have gear, so it gives you the ability to raise and lower the gear ratio, basically. Okay, so here on the right side, this is your cruise control and safety features kind of mixed in one. You turn it on by pushing that button. You can set, resume, and cancel like a normal cruise control, and then you have the ability to adjust the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you in the radar adaptive cruise control. Now this will also turn on the steering assist. If you want to turn off the steering assist, you can use this button over here to turn it off. You'll also find your voice recognition and your Bluetooth the phone button here, so you can answer but also hang up using that same button. And then the voice recognition system, once you know the commands, you can use that here. You just initiate it by pushing that button. Here on the left side is your volume for your radio, and this is changing through your tracks or your radio stations, whatever you happen to be in. This button right here, this button and these buttons corresponds with the screen between the gauges. We'll get to that in just a minute. Windshield wiper controls are here on the right side, and on the left side is your turn signal, but it also has your headlight controls. So we have off, parking headlights and automatic. This also has the headlight, the high beam assist, which is right here. You do have to initiate that and have your high beams on. And this is your fog lights. So there's actually, you can switch it in there in the back as well as the front. So you can switch it there, or it's pretty neat. Okay, so looking at the gauges here, it has black background, white lettering popping through, so it's easy to see and easy to focus on. The RPMs are there on the left side with your engine coolant temperature. On the right side is your speedometer and your fuel gauge. Here in the center part is a gauge. This is all a screen in this middle part. And it shows the outside temperature there at the top. So we have the outside temperature here, clock, you're just showing you your safety features are turned on, and your adaptive cruise control distance is showing up right here. Now it has a digital speedometer right now with a compass, what your radio's doing, odometer, range. Here at the bottom is your range, and then what gear you're in. So all this is different information. Now this is part of a menu system, so using these buttons here, we can navigate through this. So first of all, there's a scroll wheel, and then left and right. This is also back, and then there's OK, is pushing in on the scroll wheel. So scrolling down where I'm at now, I scroll down and it shows a blank screen. I scroll down again, see there's two options there on the right side, a little yellow dot. That shows that I have two options within this particular screen, this particular icon. Scrolling to the right, you can see these little icons pop up here. So the first one is a house, the second one is like fuel economy related and time. So we can scroll through this and reset different fuel economy information and stuff like that. Scrolling to the right again will give us information about the vehicle. And right now it just shows the tire pressure, and it's not even showing that because the vehicle is not driving. Scrolling to the right again will show you more of the digital compass. Scrolling to the right again will show whatever your radio is doing. Scrolling to the right again shows your safety features. And your settings is the last icon. So we can select the settings and we can go through here and set up the vehicle the way we want. Alright, scrolling to the right again takes us back to the original screen here. Now if we push this little menu button right here, push that, it pops up a little shortcut menu for audio source and driver assistance. So we can go to audio source and change that if we want to. So that's kind of a quick it's basically just a shortcut button. Alright. So that's kind of a quick rundown of the screen. There's a lot of information there, but you don't have to use it all. It's just there in case you want it or need it. So here's the touch screen. There's quite a bit of a glare because it's gloss surface, but with your eyes, the camera exaggerates a little bit, but with your eyes it's not so bad. So it has a physical volume knob tuned through the stations, and this is your home right here. So this kind of shows, it's kind of like your cell phone where it has widgets and icons and stuff like that you can access, you can customize and access if you want. This first icon here at the bottom though, there's these icons here at the bottom. And this is the information. You can get vehicle information as well as other information, weather, traffic, all that stuff. Some of it goes through Sirius satellite radio, so if you don't have that set up, then it may not work. The next one is your audio. So this is your, right now it has the satellite radio. Your presets are there at the bottom. You can change your audio source here. So it has AM, FM, satellite radio, USB 1, USB 2, and Bluetooth audio. Different audio sources there. And then you can actually access it here as well. Alright, let's go back here, and then you go to the map. We can put in a specific destination here, or we can get our bearings. We can also pinch zoom in and out. It goes quite a ways, and it's very clear. Let's get it right in here a little bit closer, see how much detail we can get. We're at North Strand Nissan. So yeah, we can get quite a bit of information. It's nice and smooth. The pinch zooming and the responsiveness. There's not a lot of lag or anything like that. It's actually a really nice navigation system here. The next one would be connections. And you have devices, so you can add more, like cell phones or whatever. You can also set up a Wi-Fi vehicle hotspot, and then USB, connect devices. Now it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capabilities, in which you would have to plug in the device for that. Then you have settings here, and then you can go into your, whatever you want, a particular thing you want to set up. Alright, at this button right here, you push that and it pulls up your camera system, which is fantastic. Visually, it has like very good clarity and everything. So right now it's showing in front of the vehicle and right here, and then it shows a top-down view. And you notice somebody's walking there in the front. So it gave me an audible warning letting me know that something's going on up there. As I turn the steering wheel, it has active guidelines. So as I turn the wheel, you can see the lines moving there. And you can see it uses the cameras around the vehicle on the side mirrors, the front and the back, and it stitches it together to show you like a top-down view. And since there's lines on this parking lot, you can see the lines are straight. I mean, there's very little distortion. It shows a pretty accurate representation of what's around the vehicle. Now it is from the side mirrors down, so it's not like it shows like anything tall, but anything on the ground it'll show with pretty good clarity. So let's go ahead and put it in reverse while we're looking at this camera system. So it's basically the same thing except for the back view instead of the front view. And it has active guidelines back here and everything. And it's a very wide angle view, so you can get an idea of what's all around. And the camera's in the very center of the vehicle, so you get a good center view back there. So the camera's system is great. It really is helpful for parking in a parking spot, or just having certainty that you're not backing over a bicycle or something like that. Alright, and then there's this back button here, so you can get out of whatever screen you're in. We'll put it back in the audio. You can see the digital clock here as well. So it has a combination of touchscreen and also physical buttons here at the bottom. So it's a tri-zone climate control, so you have your driver, your passenger, and rear passengers. You can adjust the temperature separately, or you can sync them together like I've done now. So they're synced together, so when I adjust this temperature, it'll adjust everything. Your heated seats, it's a 3-stage for your driver and passenger, high, medium, and low. Same thing for the passenger, which is located here. And your temperature for your passenger here, driver, the rear is controlled here, your fan speed, where you want the air to blow, and your front and rear defrosters as well. You also have a heated steering wheel, which is the button located here as well. So there's a USB-C and a standard USB connections, 12-volt power supply. We already saw the start button. There's a little storage area. This is rubberized here. And it's quite a bit slanted, so whatever you put in there, it's going to kind of stay put. It's not going to slide around on you. Here's cup holders, and it has a little rubber base that you can take out, clean, and put back in. And it's relatively easy to take in and out. And then it has these little articulating arms to accommodate for different size cups, which is nice. So I wish all vehicles had that, but some just don't. Now the shifter takes some getting used to. It is a non-traditional, non-standard shifter. So at any time you just push this button to make sure it's in park, and that's important because you want to make sure that you're in park. The other gears, it's a little bit, if we don't have our foot on the brake and we're in park, then we can slide this thing around and it's not going to change the gear. Okay, just you see how it slides. Now when you slide it, it has this like 2-stage sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and push the brake, and to put it in reverse, when I push it like that, it goes into neutral, but I have to push in this button here on the side to actually put it in reverse. So it goes up and then a second stage to go in reverse. So it kind of releases that second stage. So if I pull back on it, nothing, it goes into neutral. If I pull back again, nothing happens. I got to go to that second stage to that drive. So it's kind of different, and you have to get used to it. So, you know, it has this like, so right now we're going to go forward and it goes to neutral. Forward, and then the second stage, it won't let me go into reverse. I have to push the button. Now it releases into reverse. And anytime I can just go here to park. There's an electronic parking brake here, and to release it, you push down on it, and you have to hold the brake in order to do it. And the little indicator light goes out. This is engaged on the rear wheel. So let's go ahead and engage it again. Pull it up. It also has an auto hold feature, so this will hold the brakes for you when this is turned on. So when you come to a complete stop at a stop sign, it will go ahead and hold the brake for you until you push the accelerator when that is turned on. So if you're sitting at a stoplight for too long, it'll just hold the brake for you. So this is your drive mode. So you have Sport, Standard, and Eco. So Sport is less fuel economy, more performance. Eco is basically the opposite, and Standard is kind of like a mixture. Alright, check out this surface. It's like a plastic surface, but it's kind of brushed. Kind of looks like a, it's glossy though. I guess it's supposed to look like a brushed aluminum or metal or something like that. But it looks pretty neat. Okay, so right here is your armrest, and it's kind of rubbery soft. It's not like super cushy soft, but it is soft. And it doesn't bottom out right away. Has some stitching there. And it kind of has a center line. I guess you can use that as a property line if you want to share it with your passenger. But this lifts up. You push that, and it opens up like some kind of like Star Wars hatch or something. And it goes in here. This is like a smooth plastic cargo area, pocket area. There's a little quick access raised area right here, and a little felt liner. I can't get a hold of it, but it's got a little felt liner at the bottom as well that you can take out. And you can close them independently if you want. So if we wanted to close this side and leave that open for quick access, I guess we could do that. It's pretty interesting. It has an auto dim rear view mirror, and you can turn that feature on or off here. And it's actually auto dimming right now because we have a shade over the light sensor. Place to put some shades right in here. It has a felt lining in the back. Have some lights. Turn on all the lights, have them turn on with the door. This is for your sunroof. It has a sunroof with a shade. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then emergency roadside assistance button there as well. The visor is a kind of like a vinyl type material that kind of matches the cloth. It's like a tan cloth there, and this is kind of like a vinyl down here. Has a clip. A mirror with a little light that turns on when you open it up. It also slides out. And it's pretty good size. It seems like it's a little bit larger than the average visor. So, pretty good coverage actually. And the passenger side looks very similar. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back. So it has pillars back there, and it depends on your passengers and all that stuff as far as your visibility. But overall, pretty good. I mean, just over my shoulder and everything, it looks pretty good back there. Of course, you have all the technology to help out as well. Alright, so thank you for watching. Thank you to North Strand Nissan here in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'll see you guys next time.